Hi, my name is Tiffy and welcome to my channel. This isn't normally the type of movie I talk about here, but we need to talk about Respect, starring Jennifer Hudson. It actually came out in theaters a couple of weeks ago. It is now available for streaming on demand through Amazon Prime. I saw this movie twice in theaters with my mother, and both times I was just left in tears at the end, in my seat, holding back sobs because I didn't want to be like that in public. I have a reputation to keep, even though I'm a Pisces, and that is the reputation. It's not the point. This movie is so good, I need to talk about it, and that's why we are here. So this is going to be a spoiler review, and I think that this is actually going to be the first time I've done this on this channel, but I'm also going to add a trigger warning for mention of assault. It is a very brief mention, and if that's not for you, I completely understand. I'm gonna catch you on the next video. So full disclosure, I'm a fan of Aretha, but I really didn't know anything about her beyond the big hits that everybody knows. The film is a little bit long, but one thing I really like about it is that it doesn't feel that way. The story moves at a pace where it doesn't seem like you're spending a lot of time in the theater or watching this movie wherever you might watch it. It did make it seem like a lot of time passed, and then they would drop the year, and really it's just a couple of years that have gone by. And that was actually really cool to me because you realize how much she accomplished in really a short amount of time. I loved being able to see that play out in screen. It's different from reading it in a book. It's different from just reading articles or even hearing interviews about it. There's something about seeing it come alive in a movie that puts you in that time, in that place, especially when it's done very well, and I think that's what this movie does. I've heard that saying where, you know, sometimes the people that create the greatest art have just gone through the worst possible circumstances in life, and that's where that art comes from. If that's true or not, sometimes I feel like when that's portrayed, it casts a shadow over everything to do with that person, if that makes any sense. That's not what I got from this movie. It felt like we saw what made Aretha who she was and what took her on that journey, but the movie didn't focus on that because she's so much more than her trauma. And that's really, really important, especially if you're somebody that has ever experienced trauma. It can leave you feeling like you're not worth a lot and like you won't achieve very much and like you're not worthy. What left me crying at the very end, when she stands up for herself, when she realizes her strength, especially against a very toxic, abusive partner, when she stands up for herself, that to me, y'all, even the very terrible things that happened in her past, it's important to mention them. So yes, we see them in the movie, but I think that they're done very tastefully. And like I did mention that trigger warning, Aretha was assaulted at a very young age. They don't go into detail. And from what I understand, no one really knew the truth about that situation, and not a lot of people do to this day. And that's okay because it's her business, and that's not what the focus of her life should be. It's what she made of herself. It's how she overcame all of that. And when I tell y'all that it's so powerful, because I was like, damn, I didn't know that she endured all that. Easily the most impressive thing about this film is Jennifer Hudson's performance. Jennifer! I am in shock. I didn't see her on the screen, and that's incredible. That's what you want. I only saw Aretha, and I think that the entire cast delivered that caliber. Marlon Wayans? That's Marlon Wayans? This Marlon Wayans. This is what acting is supposed to be, the way that they transformed into these other characters. The costumes, like vintage fashion, first of all, just chef kiss. But just seeing how Aretha's style evolved and how she became this queen, embodied it when she walked into a room. Like, let me have that power when I enter a space, because then I didn't realize how connected she was to the civil rights movement. They show in the movie how when she was younger, she'd be on the trail with her father, who was a preacher, and Dr. Martin Luther King. She sang at his funeral. I never knew these things. What's really, really cool about that, and just such a cool full circle moment, my mother and I, we went to DC to the inauguration of Barack Obama in 2008, and Aretha Franklin sang there. It was dope just to see her, and I have a visual. Keep in mind that my mom is super cute, and after we went to the inauguration, she prepared a whole presentation for her job, wanted her to speak on the experience. The digital pictures are gone. We don't know where they are, but since she did this presentation for her job, I have a physical copy. This is the presentation that my mom made. As you can see, this isn't a picture of her on stage. We were there, but we were really far back, even though we were closer. That's another video. But this is a picture of the Jumbotron, which is why there are also subtitles. That was really dope. But then learning just what she did for the civil rights movement and all that she's seen. And I didn't know that she spoke on the release of Angela Davis. So to have endured all that, to be a part of all that, and then to be there to sing at the inauguration of the first Black president of the United States of America, that is such a cool full circle moment. So I think that movies like these about our icons and our legends are just super, super important. Sometimes these movies can go, depending on who's making this film, but I think that this was extremely, extremely well done. I could watch it a dozen more times. I'm not sure if the movie is in theaters anymore, but it definitely is available on demand. Support this film. Run that coin. If you've seen this movie, I would love to know what you think in the comments. If you haven't, drop your favorite Aretha song. Let's have a conversation. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'll be dropping videos regularly again, guys. I'm back. And also make sure that you're following me on social media at Tiffy Starchild. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Love you. Bye.